My beloved, I want you to listen very carefully today because the enemy has a way of hiding in plain sight. There are people walking among us, smiling in our faces, speaking words that sound like friendship, but their hearts are full of darkness. They are like wolves in sheep's clothing, but more dangerous. They are not just negative people, they are human demons. And I say that deliberately because the Bible tells us that the spiritual realm interacts with the natural, and there are those who are used by the enemy to destroy the lives of others. The question is, do you recognize them before it is too late? You see, many people live their entire lives unaware that they are under the influence of a human demon. They call them friends, colleagues, relatives, or partners. But in reality, these are people sent to derail your destiny. And the moment you fail to recognize them, the moment you fail to run from them, you will find yourself in a storm that you could have avoided. It is not enough to hope that people are good. You must learn to discern the spirit behind the person because there is a spirit behind every human. And some spirits are sent with a mission to steal, kill, and destroy. The first sign is the absence of empathy. Listen carefully. A human demon will always show you that they are capable of cold calculation. When you suffer, they are indifferent. When you rejoice, they are uncomfortable. When you are in need, they are absent. They will always find a way to manipulate your emotions, but they will never share your pain. True friends, true supporters, celebrate your victories and mourn your losses with you. But a human demon, they are never moved. They do not grieve with you, and they do not rejoice with you. They are spectators in the theater of your life, waiting for the moment to throw chaos into your path. And you must see this early, because if someone cannot empathize with your struggle, they are not your ally. Run. The second sign is constant manipulation. You see, some people are not what they appear to be, and human demons are experts at creating a false reality around them. They will twist words, they will create confusion, they will make you question your own perception. One day they are your best friend, the next day they are your greatest critic. You will find yourself constantly walking on eggshells wondering, did I do something wrong? You are not imagining it. This is a human demon at work. They feed on doubt and they grow stronger as your confidence diminishes. And let me tell you something, manipulation is not a sign of weakness. It is a weapon of the spiritually corrupt. The moment you notice this pattern, the moment you feel drained, running is not cowardice, it is wisdom. The third sign is secrecy and hidden agendas. Every human demon has a hidden agenda. They do not operate openly. Everything is veiled in deceit. They smile while they plot. They offer help while they plan harm. You will notice it in small things first. A rumor here, a subtle criticism there, but it is all part of a grander design to undermine your life. And you may ask, why would someone do this? Because the enemy has learned to use human vessels to carry out destruction. Your success threatens them, your progress terrifies them, and your happiness is an affront to the darkness that rules them. And here is the key. Secrets and hidden motives are never a sign of love. They are a warning sign of danger. Run while you still have strength. The fourth sign is relentless criticism and belittling. There is a difference between constructive criticism and destructive criticism. A human demon will never encourage you. They will never build you up. Everything you do is never enough. Your efforts are mocked, your dreams ridiculed, your goals demeaned. And the most dangerous thing is that they do this subtly, wrapped in a cloak of concern. They will say, I'm only trying to help you. But what they are really doing is draining your spirit, diminishing your confidence, and making you doubt your God-given abilities. Listen to me carefully. If someone consistently makes you feel smaller, weaker, or inadequate, they are not your friend. They are a human demon. And the longer you stay, the deeper the wound. Run. And the fifth sign, the most dangerous of all, is a pattern of destruction in every relationship they touch. Human demons do not come to build, they come to destroy. Wherever they go, chaos follows. Friendships collapse, businesses fail, families fight, marriages break. And here is the revelation. The pattern is never a coincidence. If someone consistently brings turmoil wherever they go, it is not bad luck. It is a spiritual signature. And when you recognize this, you must act decisively. The Bible teaches us that the righteous should separate themselves from evil. And sometimes separating means running as fast as you can, protecting yourself, protecting your family, protecting your future. Now, I know some of you are saying, but I love this person and I want to help them. Listen carefully. There is a difference between helping someone and being used by someone. When you help the righteous, you build destiny. When you help the wicked, you carry destruction. And the worst mistake you can make is to believe that your love can change a human demon. They do not operate on love. They operate on deception, manipulation, and destruction. And if you are not careful, you will be the next victim. Run. So how do you protect yourself? How do you guard your spirit, your mind, your destiny? You must learn discernment. You must learn to observe patterns, not isolated actions. You must listen to the quiet voice within that warns you. You must test the fruit of every relationship, because the fruit will always reveal the root. And if the fruit is rotten, the root is evil. And if the root is evil, the only option is separation for your life, your future, your peace of mind. I want to tell you something powerful. Your destiny is sacred. Your life is not a playground for the enemy to experiment with. God has called you to greatness, and the enemy knows this. That is why he sends human demons disguised as friends, disguised as relatives, disguised as partners to distract you, to derail you, to destroy you. And the moment you realize this, the moment you wake up to the spiritual reality of the people around you, you will no longer be a victim. You will be a warrior. You will be someone who protects their life, protects their family, and protects their purpose. You see, running is not weakness. Running is wisdom. Running is spiritual intelligence. And when you remove toxic people from your life, when you separate yourself from human demons, you make space for God's favor, for genuine friendship, for peace, for progress. You create an environment where your destiny can flourish. You stop carrying unnecessary burdens. You stop fighting battles that are not yours, and you begin to see the hand of God move in ways that you never imagined. I urge you today to open your eyes. Examine every relationship in your life. Ask yourself, is this person building me, or are they tearing me down? Are they empowering me, or are they draining me? Do they bring peace, or do they bring chaos? And when the answer becomes clear, have the courage to run. Do not linger. Do not make excuses. Do not rationalize their evil. Protect your life, protect your spirit, and protect your destiny. Because remember this, the enemy will not always attack openly. He often attacks through people, through human demons. And the moment you fail to recognize them, you give the enemy access to your mind, your heart, and your future. But the moment you discern, the moment you act, the moment you separate, you shut the door on destruction and open the door to divine favor. And the difference between victory and defeat often lies in your ability to recognize the darkness before it consumes you. So I say to you today, wake up. Be vigilant. Test the spirits behind every face, every smile, every word. Do not be naive. Do not be snorts blind. And remember, running is not a sign of fear. It is a sign of wisdom. Your life is valuable. Your destiny is sacred, and no human demon has the right to touch it. And let me tell you something else that is very important. Human demons are often charming. Yes, they can be magnetic, persuasive, and even inspiring at first glance. They smile with sincerity, speak with conviction, and make promises that sound like heaven. But do not be fooled. Charm is a weapon in their hands. It disarms you. It lures you, and it traps you in a web of deception. You may think this person is different. They have good intentions, but intentions are invisible. Actions are visible. Watch their actions, not their words. Words can lie. but actions reveal truth. Sometimes human demons enter your life disguised as opportunities. They offer partnerships that seem profitable, mentorship that appears valuable, or friendships that feel supportive. But slowly, almost imperceptibly, they begin to take more than they give. They drain your energy. So division among your loved ones and make your life unnecessarily complicated. And here is what most people do. They stay thinking, I can fix it, I can help them, I can change the situation. But listen carefully. Some situations are not meant to be fixed by you. Some people are not meant to be changed by you. They are meant to be avoided by you. I remember a story of a man I knew. He was brilliant, ambitious, and filled with vision. He met someone who seemed supportive, even spiritual. But over time, this person became a constant source of stress, fear, and doubt. Every time he tried to advance, they created obstacles. Every time he achieved success, they whispered lies to others to undermine him. The sad part, he did not realize it until much later that this person was a human demon. By then, the damage was done, relationships were broken, and opportunities had been lost. And all of this could have been avoided if he had recognized the signs early and chosen to run. Another thing to notice is how human demons react when confronted with truth. A person with a normal spirit may respond to correction with humility, even if it is uncomfortable. But a human demon will respond with hostility, deflection, or manipulation. They will twist the situation, blame you, or even turn others against you. And you might wonder, why are they like this? Because the truth exposes them, and darkness always hates light. When someone consistently reacts violently to honesty when they refuse to take responsibility, you are not dealing with an ordinary person. You are dealing with spiritual corruption in human form. And do not underestimate the subtlety of their influence. Some human demons are patient. They do not attack openly. They wait for moments of vulnerability, moments when your guard is down, when your emotions are high, when you are in need. And in that moment, they strike, planting seeds of doubt, fear, and division. You may not even realize it at first. You may think, I am imagining it, or maybe I am overreacting. But the spirit behind them does not rest. Their goal is not temporary discomfort. Their goal is lasting destruction. And if you do not recognize it, if you do not act, the storm will come. You will wonder how you got caught in it. Human demons also thrive on competition. If they see that you are progressing, that you are moving forward, that you are achieving, they cannot celebrate with you. Instead, they feel threatened. And this threat manifests in subtle ways, mocking your achievements, questioning your abilities, spreading false rumors, or deliberately withholding support. And sometimes they do it under the guise of love or advice. This is why discernment is so critical. Learn to distinguish between advice that builds and criticism that destroys. Learn to differentiate between friendship that nurtures and presence that poisons. There's another thing I want to say. Human demons are often masters of comparison. They will make you feel that you are never enough. Your possessions, your talents, your relationships, even your spiritual walk, they will compare you to others in a way that diminishes you. They plant seeds of jealousy, envy, and insecurity. And if you are not careful, you begin to internalize their lies. You start to believe that you are weak, unworthy, and incapable, but you are not. Your worth is defined by God, and no human demon has the power to change that. You must recognize the lies, resist them, and protect your mind from the poison of comparison. And let us talk about the long-term effects. Human demons, if left unchecked, will affect every area of your life, your family, your career, your finances, your mental and emotional well-being. They touch it all. They create confusion, distrust, and division. And here is the danger. Sometimes we unknowingly invite them in because of naivety, because of misplaced loyalty, or because of love that is blind. And while love is beautiful, it is not naive. Love must be discerning. Love must protect the future. Love must honor destiny. And I want you to hear me very clearly. Human demons are not always dramatic. They do not always shout or fight. Often they are quiet, subtle, and strategic. They know how to operate without drawing attention. They know how to make you question your own judgment. They know how to isolate you from others. And that is why vigilance is necessary. That is why discernment is critical. That is why understanding the spiritual reality of human interaction is essential, because your peace, your future, your success, and even your salvation can be affected by those around you. And finally, I want to remind you of the power of boundaries. You cannot change a human demon, but you can change your proximity. You cannot alter their spirit, but you can protect your own. You cannot control their actions, but you can control your response. And sometimes the most spiritual thing you can do is to say, I will not allow this person to destroy what God has given me. I will step away. I will protect my life. I will honor my destiny. Because remember, separation is not rejection. It is preservation. It is a declaration that your life, your peace, and your destiny are too valuable to gamble with. And you must also understand this. Human demons feed on your kindness. Yes, they are drawn to generosity, patience, and compassion, because these are strengths they cannot replicate. And what do? They exploit them. They take advantage of your heart, knowing that you will give when others would refuse. They borrow, they manipulate, they deceive, all under the guise of need. And because you are kind, you feel guilty when you say no. But listen carefully, your kindness is not a license for destruction. Your compassion is not an invitation for exploitation. There is a difference between helping the righteous and fueling the corrupt. The moment you recognize that someone repeatedly takes without giving, that they drain without offering, that they lie while you remain truthful, you are dealing with a human demon, and wisdom demands that you run, not argue. And let me speak about energy. You will notice something very strange. You feel drained after being around them, not just tired, not just annoyed, but your energy feels sucked away. Your motivation diminishes. Your confidence falters, and even your spiritual life feels stagnant, and you may think, I just need to be patient, I just need to endure. But this is the exact trap. Human demons have a way of leeching life from others, slowly, quietly, persistently. They cannot grow with you, they cannot celebrate with you, they cannot re-see with you. And if you stay too long, you will find yourself dragged into their pattern of chaos. Your dreams will stall, your progress will be blocked, and your spirit will weaken. Recognize this. Your energy is sacred. Guard it. Protect it. And if someone constantly drains it, run. Let's talk about consistency. One of the clearest signs of a human demon is inconsistency. They are not reliable. They do not follow through. They make promises and break them. They offer help and then disappear, and it is not occasional, it is habitual. And you begin to question yourself, am I overreacting? Did I misinterpret? No, this is a pattern. Human demons are not accidental. Their behavior is deliberate. They exist to destabilize, to create confusion, to sabotage. And when you see the pattern repeated over and over, the answer is not patience. The answer is separation. Run. And you will notice something else. They are masters of distraction. They will pull your attention away from what is important in your life, your goals, your vision, your spiritual journey. They distract you with drama, with gossip, with constant emergencies that are not yours. And slowly, almost imperceptibly, your focus shifts. You find yourself preoccupied with their chaos instead of pursuing your purpose. And here is the spiritual principle. Wherever your attention goes, your life flows. And you allow human demons to occupy your attention, they will direct your life toward destruction. Protect your focus, guard your mind. Run from distraction disguised as friendship. There is also the matter of trust. You will notice that you cannot fully trust them. And I do not mean trust in small matters. I mean trust in anything meaningful. They will betray confidences, twist your words, and reveal secrets that were never theirs to share. And it is subtle at first, perhaps just a casual remark, perhaps a tiny omission. But over time, it becomes a pattern. And you may say, but I thought I knew them. Listen to me carefully. Trust is not given to those who have proven themselves untrustworthy. And if someone consistently violates trust, they are not a partner. They are a predator. Run while you still have the chance to protect your life and your relationships. Another powerful insight is that human demons are often resistant to accountability. You cannot correct them. They do not listen. They do not change. They will justify, rationalize, and twist reality to suit themselves. And this is a spiritual principle. Every righteous person can be corrected. Every person walking in truth can learn. But those operating under darkness will never submit to correction. And the longer you try to correct them, the more they will entangle you in their web. This is why wisdom says, do not try to fight them. Do not try to reason with them. Do not try to win their heart. Protect your heart. Protect your peace. Run. And you will notice how they prey on vulnerability. The moment you are weak, the moment you are uncertain, the moment you are hurting, they see it. And instead of offering support, they exploit it. They twist your emotions, create chaos, and even use your weakness against you in ways that leave lasting scars. And you may feel trapped as though there is no escape. But the truth is there is always an escape. Recognition is power. Awareness is freedom. And the first step to freedom is acknowledging that some people are not here to build. They are here to destroy. Let me tell you something very important. Human demons often create illusions of loyalty. They may appear to be devoted, committed, and even protective, but it is only a mask. Underneath, they are plotting, waiting, scheming. And the moment you are vulnerable, the moment you trust too much, the moment you become dependent, they strike. And the pain of betrayal can be devastating because it comes from someone who seemed close, someone who seemed like family, someone who seemed indispensable. This is why discernment is not optional. It is survival. And do not forget the spiritual element. Human demons cannot create. They can only destroy. They cannot bring blessings. They can only take them away. They cannot empower. They can only drain. And the Bible teaches us to test the spirits, to recognize evil, to separate ourselves from destruction. And this is not paranoia. It is wisdom. It is spiritual intelligence. And if you ignore these signs, you risk giving your life, your peace, and your destiny into the hands of someone who is not just unhelpful, but actively harmful. And you must also understand this. Human demons have a way of infiltrating your inner circle. They are not always strangers. Sometimes they are family, colleagues, or partners. They hide behind titles, relationships, and familiarity. And that is why it is so dangerous. They know your weaknesses, your patterns, your dreams, your fears, and they use that knowledge against you. You may think, but I know them. I've grown up with them. I trust them. Yes, trust is important, but discernment is critical. Familiarity does not equal safety. In fact, sometimes the most dangerous people are the ones closest to you because their access gives them power to destroy quietly. And another thing, they provoke unnecessary conflict. They thrive on division where there should be unity. They plant seeds of discord. Siblings fight, friends turn against each other, colleagues betray each other, marriages fracture, and often it is subtle. A word here, a rumor there, a half-truth spread in confidence. And by the time the damage is visible, the chaos is already done. And what is worse, they do it with a smile, making it seem like they are concerned or helpful. But the reality is that the destruction is deliberate. And if you cannot recognize this early, you will wonder why your life seems like a battlefield while others around you are at peace. Human demons also specialize in creating dependency. They make you feel that you cannot function without them. They make you doubt your abilities, question your judgment, and rely on their guidance even when it is harmful. Slowly, subtly, they erode your independence, your confidence, and your power. And the dangerous thing is that because they are disguised as friends, mentors, or partners, you do not see it coming. And before you realize it, they have control over areas of your life that are supposed to belong to you. And the moment you recognize it, the only wise choice is separation, run. And you will notice that they also resist accountability. They refuse to acknowledge wrongdoing. They never apologize sincerely. And they twist situations to make themselves the victim. And this is company, insistent behavior, not occasional mistakes. And when you confront them, they escalate, they manipulate, they gaslight, they create confusion, and they pull others into their schemes. And you may wonder, why are they like this? Because human demons operate under a spirit of corruption. Darkness resists light, chaos resists order, and deception resists truth. And that is why trying to reason with them is dangerous. Your energy, your peace, and your destiny are far too valuable to gamble. Human demons also have a pattern of taking credit while shifting blame. They rarely accept responsibility for failures or mistakes. And when something goes wrong, they find someone else to blame. And if you are around them long enough, you'll find yourself carrying guilt that is not yours, defending decisions that are not yours, and apologizing for consequences you did not cause. And all of this is done under a veneer of charm and persuasion. And here is the truth. Accountability is a hallmark of integrity. Avoiding accountability is a hallmark of corruption. And consistent avoidance is a spiritual warning sign. Another thing to be aware of is how they manipulate perception. Human demons are masters of influence. They know how to create narratives that make them look righteous while making you appear flawed. They know how to make others see you as difficult, unreasonable, or ungrateful. And while everyone else is confused, they continue to carry out their destructive agenda behind the scenes. And because the deception is subtle, it is easy to doubt yourself. And that is exactly what they want. You doubting yourself, questioning your instincts and feeling trapped in a situation that you should have avoided from the start. And let me tell you about envy. Human demons are rarely happy for your success. They celebrate nothing. They see blessings in your life as a threat. And this envy is not obvious. It is subtle. It shows in passive-aggressive comments, underhanded advice, dismissive laughter, or pretending to support you while secretly undermining you. And the more successful you become, the more their envy grows and the more intense their manipulation becomes. And if you do not recognize it, you may find yourself entangled in battles you cannot win simply because you failed to heed the signs early. And you must pay attention to their consistency. One bad action is sometimes an accident. Two bad actions may be coincidence, but repeated patterns, repeated manipulation, repeated destruction, this is deliberate. And human demons are consistent in their inconsistency. They create drama, then disappear. They create fear, then pretend innocence. They create conflict, then pretend neutrality. And this pattern, repeated over time, is a clear sign of spiritual corruption in human form. The moment you recognize it, you must act decisively. Protect your life, protect your family, protect your destiny. And another truth, human demons are always strategic. They do not act randomly. They study, they plan, and they execute with precision. And because they are patient, they wait for the perfect moment when your guard is down. They study your weaknesses, they study your routines, and they use what they learn against you. And often we overlook this because we think that evil always comes with loud noises. But the most dangerous evil is quiet, calculated, and hidden in plain sight. And that is why discernment is not optional. It is essential. And here is something you must pay attention to. Human demons often thrive on secrecy. They create private worlds that you are not invited into, and they operate behind closed doors. And it is not always obvious. Sometimes it is a phone call, sometimes a meeting, sometimes a relationship you never knew existed. And slowly you realize that decisions affecting you, your family, or your career are being influenced by someone you trusted, but you were kept in the dark. And the danger is not just the secrecy itself. It is what happens when deception goes unchecked. Secrets hide destruction. Secrets hide betrayal. Secrets hide manipulation. And if you fail to see it, you may find your life unraveling while you were busy trusting someone you thought was loyal. And another thing, you will notice that human demons often play the victim. They manipulate others by creating sympathy for themselves. And it works. People who are naturally compassionate fall into their trap. They excuse destructive behavior because they are hurting or they have had a hard life. But let me tell you something very clearly. True character is revealed in how a person treats others when no one is watching, not in how convincingly they perform suffering for attention. When someone constantly positions themselves as the victim while causing harm to others, you are not dealing with innocence. You are dealing with spiritual deception. And you must recognize it, not rationalize it. And they often create dependency through fear. They know how to make you believe that without them, disaster will come. They will subtly threaten intimidate or suggest that you cannot survive alone. And the moment you believe it, the trap tightens. Fear becomes a chain. And suddenly, what should have been freedom feels like imprisonment. And this is why awareness is power. Fear cannot hold you if you recognize the source of it. You must see the chains for what they are. Human demons attempting to control your life and remove yourself before the damage is done. And sometimes they pretend to care about your spirituality. They may speak of God, quote scripture, or appear to encourage you, but it is all a mask. And here is the danger. Spiritual camouflage is one of the most powerful weapons of a human demon. They speak of light while promoting darkness. They quote faith while planting doubt. They appear to guide while they mislead. And because many people respect the appearance of spirituality, they fail to detect the underlying corruption. And the spiritual cost of ignoring this is high. You must learn to discern the heart behind the words, not just the sound of the words themselves. And you will notice that human demons often attack through your relationships. They know that to destroy you. They do not always need to attack you directly. They can manipulate others around you. They create division between spouses, children, and colleagues. They twist intentions, spread rumors, and set traps. And you may find yourself questioning those closest to you because of the chaos they orchestrate. And the key here is to recognize the source of the disturbance and not allow it to take root. Do not blame yourself for the actions of someone else's deception. Identify it, guard against it, and run from anyone who consistently sows confusion in your life. And another thing you will see, they provoke your emotions deliberately. Human demons feed on emotional responses. They know how to anger you, frustrate you, and push your buttons. And the more you react, the stronger they get. They want you agitated, stressed, and off balance because it makes you easier to manipulate. And the most dangerous thing is that they often disguise this provocation as concern, advice, or playful banter. And the moment you realize that someone's presence leaves you drained, angry, or anxious more than uplifted, you are seeing the fruit of a human demon at work. And fruit never lies. And watch for patterns of betrayal. One time may be a mistake, 2 times may be coincidence, but repeated betrayal is a signature. They promise loyalty, but when the moment comes, they abandon, undermine, or deceive. And because it is disguised in charm, you may not recognize it until the damage is done. And let me tell you, betrayal is a spiritual attack, not just a personal disappointment. Human demons thrive on betrayal. They operate under the principle of stealing, killing, and destroying. And that is why you must protect yourself before they steal the peace, kill the joy, or destroy the opportunities that God has prepared for you. And they often operate in cycles. You will notice periods of charm followed by periods of destruction. They build trust, then break it. They encourage, then discourage. They appear loyal, then betray. And the cycle continues, wearing down your spirit your confidence, and your resolve. And the danger is that the longer you stay, the stronger the cycle becomes. The longer you allow them in your life, the more entrenched their influence grows. That is why recognition is vital. The moment you see the pattern, the moment you see the cycle, the moment you understand the threat, you must act. And sometimes acting means running. And let us not ignore the subtleties of manipulation. Human demons often disguise their intentions with words of wisdom, advice, or guidance. They will speak truth to you in one moment and twist it in the next. And if you are not careful, you will begin to question your own judgment, your own instincts, your own perception of reality. And this is one of their most dangerous tools, making you doubt yourself. And when doubt takes root, the enemy gains access to your mind, your heart, and your destiny. That is why self-awareness, spiritual discernment, and vigilance are essential in every relationship you maintain.